You're right. Hello, 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 hello. Let's game nice music. Hi, Bear. Hi, Kiro. How are we doing? Hello, hello, hello. I'm a little bit late, as you can see. Apologies for that. Just lost track of time. Things got in the way, etc., etc. With sketching. Ooh, sketching. Love a good sketching. Am I on? Not bad. I have not done vocal warm-ups because I was running behind, so we'll see how voices go. Wizards are never late. They arrive precisely when they mean to. This is more Gimli than Gandalf. But yeah, we're here. I'm approximately awake. We are doing more Achi Attorney. Did you daily chores already? Because it's now over 30 or so and you're not going back out. Good. Good. Smart. Getting it all in. We're close to 40 in 2 days. Stay hydrated. Electrolytes, etc. I'm not a biologist. Over 35 for most of the week. We've just been through that, and not fun. So all our love, all our support. Yeah, it's fine. Finding out that LEGO directions you found do not have the correct counts for some pieces, so you're missing parts. Boo!
The doorway is sealed by some mystical force.
That mystical force is poor organization on behalf of the kit maker. Hi, Jeeb! Also, hi, Ragdoll. I haven't said hi. How I hope good. We're back in Ace Attorney. This is the final case of Game 2. I can't remember exactly what happened last time. It was a week ago. But suffice it to say, we're in a case defending a television star, person who plays the Nickel Samurai in the TV show of the same name, I believe. And he's accused of murdering a rival star who played the something ninja. Can't remember. Crimson Ninja? Trying to figure out what bard you want Jurgen to be. Ooh, cursed bard. Jammin' Ninja, thank you. He had a guitar. The story had nothing to do with ninjas. It was just he played guitar. So yeah, he was accused of that because they were at the same convention together. There was an award ceremony. There was supposedly going to be an announcement after the ceremony by the Steel Samurai who was going to confess something, although the actor has no recollection that this was going to occur. Yes, Juan Corridor was the name of the person who was killed. Matt Ongard is the name of the person who is accused of doing the killing. We are defending them because Maya got kidnapped by a strange zipper-faced man at the hotel and is going by the name of Dakilla and is telling us basically if we don't get an all-clear judgment in the first day of court, bad things will happen to Maya. They claim that this guy didn't do it, and when we asked this guy and checked to see if he was lying with the Magatama, all seemed fine. Not that I trust that, but all seemed fine. Everyone else is lying their ass off, but that guy seemed to be alright. The Strawberry Jammin' Ninja, yeah. We investigated the scene of the crime and found that the guy had a lot of teddy bears. Gifts from fans, probably, for some reason. But generally seemed to have been a kerfuffle by the dressing table, knocking a lot of things over, spilling water on top of a guitar case. But more importantly, there was just a glass of tomato juice on the top of that table that was completely unharmed, which is strange. There's probably other things I've forgotten, including the existence of Old Bag. She's here as well, and I'm sure she'll make my life nice and easy. Lotta Hart is investigating, much to the chagrin of Gumshoe. Room full of bears. Haprid everyone. But yeah. German ninja is covered in a lot of strawberry. Was supposedly stabbed by like a knife, like a cutlery knife. And there was a kerfuffle. There was a picture of the crime scene that we saw. There's a lot of things that bear striking resemblance to a similar case from the first game, in which the Steel Samurai was accused of something rather similar. Including like plates with T-bone steak on them and things like that. There's just a lot of little things that make me think, this is suspiciously similar. I don't know if it's going to end up being a thing or if it's just a fun reference, but we'll see. There is also, there's Adrian Andrews, On Guard's manager, who is... yeah. There's something going on there. I have suspicions, but we'll see. There was an accusation of a scandal between Adrian and Juan, yes. So there may have been something going on between our defendant's manager and his rival. She's fine. She has a bit of a chip on her shoulder with regards to her industry not... There was a comment made, I can't remember the exact details, but it's something to do with, like, the industry doesn't care about, like, kind people or something like that. So there's something going on with that. Plenty to uncover. Let's just go with it. She's fine, and I've forgotten her voice. Oh god, not you. Why do we have to start here? Have I exhausted your dialogue? I have, hurrah. Good, that means we can go somewhere, right? To the Criminal Affairs Department, we can go see Gumshoe. We're back here. Everyone remember this from the first game? March 21st, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
It does look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here.
Great, now even Pearl's calling him Scruffy. Thanks, Francesca. They said something about an investigation briefing earlier, right? Why don't we come back and try later when they're done?
Okay, I guess that's all we can do, right, Mr. Nick?
Remember when we got tased? I remember getting tased. What good times. That was by Francesca's dad. Subtly exasperated, clipped was her English voice. Oh, I see. Yes. Makes sense. Got it. I'm gonna have a look around. Haven't been here for a while. That's David Tennant. I remember pointing that out last time. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Break and spit it out, you low-life scumbag. A turkey sandwich, don't she ham every day, get sick of it or something? He must be doing image training for interrogations. The police. Remember the Blue Badger? They're there, in the back. These are the detectives' desks. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I expected. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks.
Oh, it's kinda cute. Mr. Nick, what is this stuffed animal's name?
Chief. That's the Blue Badger. Who's the chief? It was my idea. I made it. I'm just gonna guess at you.
It was my idea. I made it. There's this precinct's mascot, you know.
Oh, wow.
I'll get him a signed mascot of every police station if it's the last thing I do.
I hope you succeed in your mission, sir.
You're the chief. This must be the chief of the detectives here. He's glued to his computer screen.
What? The Hero of Heroes Award ceremony? The grand prize got away from the German Ninja again?
Shouldn't you be reading something more important? No. It's just the police. A poster of a female police officer. Wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad. Cool. We're getting an image of the police force here. This is why Gumshoe's never here. It's better than this. Detention center, anything to ask our friend? March 21st, detention center visitors room. Oh, the lawyer dude. So what did you find out? Well, still in the middle of investigating. Oh, I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. Have you now? That prayed to the straights are not okay. What happened? Can you tell me about your activities last night?
Oh, after I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my Nickel Samurai costume.
And you were alone the entire time?
Oh, my manager was running around being busy, so, yeah.
Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show.
No, I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright?
That's strange. I thought the Nickel Samurai was going to confess something.
Well, anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy.
Mr. Corridor was already dead at that time?
Yeah, that's what I gathered, anyway, from my manager.
I'm beginning to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own.
And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then, out of the blue, the dude arrested me.
The victim. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Corridor, what sort of...
Oh, it's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with that face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. And he wanted to try and make a German ninja movie, even though we all know it'd fail.
The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right?
Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you think it'd be the other way around, you know?
Righto. That all seems straightforward. Let's see if we can chat about some other things. People. Let's have a chat about Adrian.
Oh, that's my manager. Did you meet her?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think? Strong woman, right? She takes good care of me.
Yeah, it's such a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Security lady? Old bag?
Dude, this person looks like a member of my fan club. Whoa. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna ask the fan club president, okay? Hey, who's the manager? Oh, yeah. Oh, no, dude.
Dude? You know what, forget I asked. Anything else about Juan?
Look, dude, I didn't kill him. I mean, the Nickel Samurai killed the German ninja's butt, right? So it's not like I felt threatened by the likes of him.
Being rivals sounds like a sad way to relate to another person.
Pearl, why are you floating? Lotta? Did you see Lotta at all? No. So I just realised my desk is set up for drawing, not for playing games. There we go. Do you know Will Powers? Yeah.
Oh, I've seen him somewhere before. Is he a member of my fan club?
That's Mr. Powers. Isn't he supposed to be kind of like a mentor to you?
Powers. Oh, yeah. He's the guy in that kid's exercise program. Oh, I gave him an autograph just the other day.
Yeah, it doesn't seem Mr. Powers as a mentor at all. I feel like we've had some of these conversations, but they're apparently new. None of that's relevant. Okay. Oh, we have stuff, I guess. So, gossip. You interested in gossip? What do you think about this article?
Well, if you're talking about her thing with Juan, well, I always thought she was a bit careless in the way she handled it.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we knew that she was having a thing with Juan. Seems fine with it. Wine glass.
Dude, I know I like to throw money around, but it's not like I buy everything and anything.
That's nice, because it's not for sale. This guitar case, know anything about it? No. Yeah, there's some water, but only on the top of the lid, which means that if something spilt on it, the case must have been closed. There's a photo of the murder scene. Here he is, stabbed in the chest with a knife. Some smashed stuff. There's a bottle of tomato juice there with the glass on the table. The guitar case is open, and the guitar is gone. Yeah. Anything to say about that? No. Whoops. Guide map of the hotel. Lotta lost her camera, valued at $1,600. It was stolen around the time of the murder. Have you seen a camera? No? Okay. Radio transmitter for the kidnapper by the name of the Killer.
So, why can't run that transceiver?
I wanted to ask you about it.
Oh, why do you do everything it tells you to do? You know, the messages it sends you, dude.
On second thought, he probably doesn't have anything to do with Maya's kidnapping. That's a secret.
Oh, okay, whatever, dude.
Press conference ticket. There was going to be a press conference.
Dude, like I told you, I don't know anything about the press conference. I leave that kind of stuff to my manager.
This is harder than pulling bass from a river. Or a bass. We're missing a bass guitar as well. Glossy photo Maya pushed onto me. Steals the nickel samurai. Right? And yeah. Didn't seem like you were lying about anything. Okay, cool, fine, moving on. Back to the office. Then back to the hotel. Hi, don't care about you. Let's go to the Viola Hall. Hi. Anything new to show you? We have found evidence. Are you interested in this gossip?
Sorry, thank you for taking the time to take it out and show it to me. But I'm really sorry, I don't know a thing about it.
This wine glass. No. The guitar case. There we go.
Oh, that guitar case. Oh, that's one's.
I'm guessing you've seen this case before?
Oh, it's pretty famous by now. It stands out because it holds the bright red guitar.
The bright red guitar. The Jam and Ninja's signature item.
But if the guitar is so important, how could he forget it for the award ceremony?
That does seem a little strange. Okay, so are we gonna get... Is there gonna be a whole thing of, like... Somebody attacked this guy and then stole the guitar, and we're like, well, the spillage is on the top of the case. But he didn't have the guitar beforehand. So why was the case closed during the fight if the guitar was stolen before? Something like that might come up. Hey, look, there's a crime scene photo. Do you want to look at a guy who's been stabbed? Hey, do you want it? Huh? Have you seen this camera? No. Neither has Lotta.
Oh, I can't believe it, a kidnapping.
Do you remember what the person looked like who gave this to you?
Oh, we're that bellboy, and oh, he didn't suspect a thing because you look like such a normal old man.
Old man, huh? Press conference ticket?
They called this so suddenly that something about it just seems off, you know?
You mean the press conference?
Yeah, he said there was something I'd like to confess if I win. Oh, he already faxed his request for a conference into the office only yesterday.
Yesterday? That is kind of sudden.
But I guess his manager set everything up somehow, so you were lucky.
Nice manager. You lying? No. He's a nice chap, I like him. We're back here. Hi Lotta, how you doing? Oh, you have some things about the big scoop. What was this? You were on the hunt for your big scoop last night? Yeah. It's just a bunch of tabloid photos. They ain't got nothing to do with the murder. Did they not?
Looks like we have no choice but to remove the psyche locks.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, let's give it a save. Lotta, what are you hiding? You got a lot of secrets? Let's see what we can't try and prove or disprove. Maybe we have stuff, maybe we don't. It's worth knowing precisely what it is I need to disprove. Big scoop! Lotta, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I? For my scoop! What I want to know about what I want to know about are the details of this scoop. But that's not something I can tell you. I mean, that there is my bread and butter. All right then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm gonna say that you were looking into a scandal. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Juan Corrida and this person? Adrian Andrews? This woman! She's Adrian Andrews, Matt Engarde's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager, caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jam and Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it?
Smash, smash. Well, you're pretty good at this thing, Mr. Lawyer. But you can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup.
Backup.
Yeah, you gotta have that. That's what it... New sauce?
You mean news source?
That's it. So show me something that shows that Juan guy had something with Miss Andrews.
The article from Gossipland. This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Ms. A.A. Mr. Corridor didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. On Guard's manager, Adrian Andrews, she has the initials A.A. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Corridor's room last night. Welcome to my playthrough. Hi, miss. How you doing? Have you had a lovely day? Hope you've had a lovely day. Unlock successful. Bang, 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 bang. You were looking into Mr. Corridor and Ms. Andrews' affair, weren't you?
Oh, you got it. I was gonna get him. No, I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching him in secret meeting.
But there's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news.
What you just say? Her initials were AA. What kind of vague thing's that? That ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. Well, at least I do. So that's what I was doing, getting photos. Oh. Now I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. Then spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story.
Wow, what a nice journalistic integrity you've got then. Everyone's a liar. It was alright. I'm glad you had an alright. It's better than a not alright.
Now I'm ready to finish writing up a spicy article, you know? But, the paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone.
Your note to yourself?
It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. Oh, they done run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, it's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell you. What's with people now, anyway? Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day when someone done steal something from me.
You really want that note back, yeah? Got no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. Otter's camera stolen on the night of the murder. Tabloid article about the victim was in the case. Alright then. Didn't really get much out of that. But, you know, progress. Wine? Okay, that's a nothing. This guitar case. No, she's just not going to share anything, I think. Anything else you want to say about this case?
I just bought that camera. Who did it? The thieving rascal?
Please don't look straight at me when you're saying that.
When I found the bugger who went and done this, they're gonna pay with a bullet.
And if you do that, don't expect me to defend you. Okay. Started the day discovering a new fear. Nice to know you can collect new fears as an adult. That is not good. Hopefully it could be swiftly moved past. Hydrate. Okay. Well, let's have a chat with Adrian Andrews about this, maybe. Motive for Moida. What if we present this? I'd like to ask you about this. I told you, I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time. Show me things that are of no relevance to me. Wow, this is the first time I've been shut down this badly. Is that a Julia Drawfee? It might be a Julia Drawfee. Trailer for the new Whale Fall? Want to learn a new fear? Well, that's, I'm guessing, at the bottom of the ocean. So... probably some scary things there. Right. We could chat about this and see how far we can get. Well, there's not chat about. Let's try. Oops. Let's try saving. Oh, look at that, it worked. And let's see how far we can get with this. Four locks. Bottom of the ocean is so scary. That's where Kofuwo lives. Oh no. And he will give you drunk vision. Why was Juan Corrida murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Engarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which you have no answers? Truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. You were not that close. That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You're not good at being intimate with another person. Somehow I highly doubt that. What with some gossip? You and Mr. Corrida had an intimate relationship, did you not? Silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story. It's to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on her good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Corrida? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Corrida for this person's sake? Did you? I mean, I'm guessing on guard, but I'm not. I don't really know. So what's going on? Another story about Jonah. He got that whale has swallowed me. Deep sea stuff. Think about penguins sliding on ice. See, them's funny. Also, what is Whalefall? Is it a game? Is it a film? No. Should we guess this? I'll guess this. Why not? Let's give it a go. Yeah. Do you really still not understand? No. But what? It's not in my nature to enjoy doing things for others. But you're a manager. It's called a job. I'm in charge of Mr. Engarde, the star, not Matt Engarde, the man. Oh. And you are not my client. Is this my subtle hint to go home? But I know you must have had a need to get close to the victim. Me? Need to get close to Mr. Corrida? As if there was ever such a need. Why would she want to get close? For your own sake. Yeah, I'm missing some clues. I don't really have what's going on here, so we'll skip that. That's fine. Send it to me. Thank you. Think about seals going bap against the seal belly, yeah, and being all scrungly and smooshing their face up against glass and retracting into their own floob. It's a good time. Right. Okay. So, anything else I want to present here? You're not interested in that. That at all? No. Think about the guitar case? No. Hey look, so it got killed. Think about seal becoming orb. Just think about seals. Or sphels. You found this camera? No? Okay. Hey, do you know anything about this? There's a kidnapper on the other end. Oh yeah, this press conference, what was going on with that? That's probably something she would know about. You were the one taking care of the arrangements for this press conference, right? Yes, that's right.
But Mr. Engarde said he didn't know about it.
Is that what he said? Huh? Actually, I didn't know all the details either. It was a request from the publicity department. All I did was help out and do what I was asked.
Oh, I see.
I wonder about that. I wouldn't take her to be the type of person to do something without knowing the details. Alright. I think we thoroughly examined the room. If you wanted to mimic the original case, it would have been impaled on that, right? Big old trident. NL, the Netherlands. Have you considered a seal today? Okay, let's back to the hallways, go back to the crime scene. Lots of bears. Anything new here? Doesn't seem to be. Let's slide to the right. Oh, I'm angry. Crisscross. There's the drink, there's the spilt stuff on the guitar case. Doesn't look like anything, does there? So it must be somebody I need to talk to. That's something. Do I need to talk to Old Bag? I don't want to talk to Old Bag. Hi, Oobs! How you doing? Having a good? Oh, is there anything new in this corridor? Right outside the murder room, there might be. Compared to the flowers on the other side of the hall, these are much more gorgeous. Let's see, record companies, fan clubs, company workers, family. Carrying all these flowers home would be hard, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought too, so I was a nice enough gal to lend a helping hand. Secretly, of course. Now, I have a feeling one of these days I'm going to end up defending her in court. Problem. The door. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says Juan Corridor's room. So that's the scene of the murder, I reckon. I thought something had gone on that night, but I didn't ever think it was a murder. Never. Some toilets. There are toilets in each room in this hotel, but since all sorts of events are held here, there are bathrooms for people who aren't staying here to use as well. Perfect for people like me who can't afford to stay here in the first place. These are formal rosettes. To Mr. On Guard from the Global Studios staff. It'd be nice if lawyers got flowers too. Something like, to Mr. Right from all your grateful clients. You said that yesterday. And then we have Matt On Guard's room. The piece of paper taped to the door that says Matt On Guard's room.
So Mr. On Guard was here during his break, right?
And that's what he claims. Crime scene. If he'd wanted to get to Mr. Corridor's room, he would have had to pass through this hallway. This means something. Oh, it means Lotta would be a witness. She was here the whole time trying to get a scoop, right? Good. Has Oobs considered a seal today? The only other person I can think to talk to... Well, I guess now I know there's some stuff in the camera. Maybe there's some more people to talk to with regards to that. That's all I really learned from Lotta. You got anything interesting to say about this camera? No, of course not. Not yet? Well, there's always time. To the lobby. Do you know anything about this missing camera? I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you. She's climbing up like the old clam she is.
Please, anything would be helpful.
Well then, how about I tell you my measurements? No, that's okay, really.
She really doesn't like you, does she, Mr. Nick?
I know. Gossip? Nothing. Wine, they keep calling this a wine glass, but it's full of tomato juice and it does not look like a wine glass. But whatever. Hey look, this guy got killed. No. Are any of these cameras what she was looking for? These cameras must belong to the press that came to cover the conference. They're all basically doing the same thing, staring at the empty stage. So none of these are Lotta's camera. The stage itself? It's the stage they were going to use for the post-ceremony stage show. Bloody Marys? Can be a champagne flute? Champagne flutes also have stems, right? Just smaller stems, and then they're kind of tall and thin. Bloody Marys? A Bloody Mary glass. Bloody Mary. Markiplier and Ryan Gosling. It's the stage they were going to use for the post-ceremony stage show. After the show, there was supposed to be a press conference, but
Even Mr. On Guard himself doesn't seem to know, huh?
how does the person who's supposed to give a conference not know about it? Someone else would be in the costume. Haha. Our lobby with the grand staircase always feels enormous, but right now the only thing filling this enormous room is anxiety about the murder. I really hope nothing else bad happens here. Just forgetting about Maya, are you? Chairs? Anything in the chairs? Seats for the spectators of the supposed Seats for the spectators of the post-ceremony show and press conference. But it's too bad neither event is going to be held now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okie dokie. He's angry. Hey Pearl, have you got anything to say? This camera, any thoughts?
There's still so many things in this world that I don't understand yet. Honestly, I still don't have enough training.
No, it's okay. I don't have any ideas myself.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Now are you here? March 21st, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. Detective Gumshoe said they had an investigation briefing.
Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so you came, pal.
Ooh, why the blunt greeting?
Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about.
What do you mean by that?
Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and the testimony are airtight.
But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. Now I'll pull Gumshoe, give him a pat. Airtight evidence. So, what do you mean the evidence is airtight?
Oh, I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's two big pieces.
Two?
And both of them are in this photo.
Mm-hmm.
The first is the button that's missing from the victim's chest.
That's the button that you found during a body search of Mr. On Guard.
Yep, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai's special pants.
And the second one is?
The knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in the chest, to be exact.
The fingerprints? Whose are they?
You didn't even have to ask, little missy. It's obvious. They're Matt On Guard's.
Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Airtight testimony. So, what about this airtight testimony?
Oh, it's pronounced testimony, pal. It's that old security lady, Ms. Oldbag.
Oh, I thought so.
What do you mean you thought so? Did she tell you something, pal?
Well...
And I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone.
Her blab knob is stuck on 10 and there's no turning it down, trust me.
Yeah, well, Ms. Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room at the estimated time of death.
No way.
Well... What about this gossip?
Oh, we're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves.
The scandal with Mr. Corridor, but why?
Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide.
Wow, okay, I was just throwing that in there. Right, cool, right. Interesting.
Suicide?
Hey, Pearl, do you mind walking out of the room for a second? Here, play with this gun.
Her name was Celeste Impax.
Celeste Impax. Is there a pun there? There feels like there should be a pun there. I don't know what it is.
And she was Juan Carter's manager.
The victim's manager?
But that's not all, pal. Ms. Impax was Ms. Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Ms. Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one.
Her mentor?
A woman who was both Miss Corridor's manager and Ms. Andrews' mentor. Could her suicide have something to do with this case?
You want to know more about her, pal?
Yes, please. Seems rather important. Oh, it's probably in conversation.
She was the victim's manager and was also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just a coincidence. Ah!
Oh, down in one.
I'm getting sick of dealing with this one foolish idiot after another.
But Miss Von Karma.
You can't seem to stop allying yourself as the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst. You don't? You don't mean? I do. Scruffy, you have 30 minutes to get out of here. You're no longer needed. Goodbye.
That's...
Wait, please wait, sir. If I don't get this month's pay, I'll stop. Quiet! If it weren't for traitors like you,
I would have won. Is that what you want to say?
Who?
That voice. Edgeworth. Edgeworth! Ah! It actually was Edgeworth, okay.
It's been a long time, right?
This person? This is Mr. Edgeworth?
What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong? Oh, we haven't changed a bit, Francisca. You... How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You've soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud.
Did you whip yourself?
You even ran away with your tails between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are. Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed? To be perfect in every way? Oh, then let's hear it, Francisca. How are things going? I hear you're having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose.
Open mouth kisses. Drag her ass, Edgeworth.
This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you, never. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson in the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was.
Hi. How you doing? No conversation of, hey, where have you been? Tomorrow's trial, I guess. I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died.
Mr. Nick?
I never wanted to see you again.
I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year.
Are you gonna run tomorrow's trial?
You heard her right. That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow.
What is that supposed to mean?
I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth.
The truth?
In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information.
Just what is going on inside his head? Live your truth, Edgeworth. He loved us the whole time. Proof of Von Karma blood.
Oh, a lot of things have happened. However, Manfred Von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of a Von Karma.
1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd have been better off for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth.
I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What's your reason?
Why do I stand in court? Well, with Franziska, she almost always says,
I will defeat you this time. The instant she...
the instant she sees me. Sorry, I have a habit of copying people. Apologies. But, the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives.
To save your client, you say?
Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals, those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth. Whatever that means. All knew you were cruising the gay clubs in Berlin. Hatpred! Edgeworth just waltzed in here, told off his sister, and then was like, right, time to write a wedding vows. Teamwork.
It looks like there's still a lot you have yet to learn.
A lot I have yet to learn? I mean, I still haven't read any of those books you gave me about being a lawyer, but... Oh, me?
Well, that's enough for now. We must keep the player wanting more, so the twists can occur further on down the story.
The way you did a double take as your iPad as you walk past the room. It's Edgeworth, it's here. Boyfriend is back and wants to work with us.
For now.
Cool. Right. Well, any some stuff? Some stuff. Anything about this?
Oh, I have no interest in talking about useless evidence. Put a little more thought into what you show me. Phoenix Wright.
Still as stuck up as ever? I will allow bitchier. We're talking about Edgeworth. Thank you, Automod. You interested in this wine glass? No. Probably talk about people. That's what you're interested in, right? Or maybe here's the murder scene. No. This camera. Do you know where the camera went? No. No one knows where the camera went. Hey, this thing. I have a feeling I know who it is. That, no, okay. Right, well, let's talk people. Yourself, where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Bitch is fine, it's bitchier. We're not allowed superlatives, not superlatives, comparatives. You got muddied for beach. That's a tree.
We're looking into leads, but we can only look into a few key players with our limited resources. There's no reason for us to waste our energy investigating this person. Me.
Why don't you just tell it to me straight and say, I don't have any info? Celeste Inpanks, deceased, was Andrews' mentor and Corridor's manager, killed herself 2 years ago.
And this woman is another key to solving this case.
Do you really think so?
She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corridor's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Inpanks died.
But her death was ruled a suicide, right?
Yes. But there is still one riddle we've yet to solve.
A riddle?
Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it.
A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Hey, your sister, right? No, okay. Adrian Andrews.
Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself.
A secret?
You can't help but feel this whole case revolves around her.
Possibly. Security lady, do you remember her? No. Can I just go back to this? Look at his smile. No, he's having fun. Hey, it's this guy.
While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors became popular, I take it.
Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is his motto.
Refreshing? What is so refreshing about a spring breeze?
Sounds like the pollen's not treating him well this year. We know about his hay fever issues. Like the true husband we are. Juan.
There is an interesting rumor about this man.
You mean the one about Miss Andrews getting close to him? But that's pretty common tabloid fare, isn't it?
Oh, I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found.
What? Wi-Farce? Yes, we'll allow Wi-Farce. Or Wi-Fass. Cool. Hey, Lotta. Do you know Lotta? You met Lotta. It's a lot of trouble. Will Powers. He's uninteresting. Well, Dick Gumshoe is no longer a detective, so that description's wrong. Do you remember Maya? I'm sure you do. ... You're going to talk about... There we go, missing suicide note.
Miss Impax's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that there is no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it.
The suicide note? But how do you know Ms. Impax's even written such a note?
There was no solid evidence, however. We did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high.
But who would hide such a thing?
Well, the police think it was Mr. Juan Corridor himself.
The victim? Not of the suicide, no, it's...
He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note.
Mr. Corridor hid his own manager's suicide note? But why?
Oh, as long as her suicide note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Well, part 1 anyway.
Part 1? I should note at this point, I can't remember if this is the voice I gave Edgeworth, it just feels right. Suicide report. I'm saying it like Edgeworth now. Suicide report. Deceased selects impacts found by Juan Corridor. Was her suicide note hidden? So we can bring it up in court now, so that's good. Right, cool. We should probably be talking to Andrews about this, right? Sure, let's do that. Bye, Humsman. Smooch. Bye. Back to the hotel. He died and came back. He can have a different voice.
I'm fairly certain it was Porsche in some respect.
Let's go to... Whoops, not talking to you. You go away. Not talking to you. To the hall. Then to the hallway. Then to the On Guard's hotel room. March 21st, the Gatewater Hotel On Guard's hotel room.
Looks like Miss Andrews isn't here.
Oh, that's not good. I still have a few questions I want to ask her.
And she has that psyche lock on her heart, right?
Well, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we'll have to come back later. That was my only lead. Boo! Anything different here? Yeah, there's these plates with the states. Plates with the stakes. Which was a clue from the Steel Samurai case. Socks. Okay. What's everyone else up to while I'm doing this? I'm trying to work out what to do.
If anyone sees you with that rack, my guess is you'll draw a lot of attention to yourself, Diana.
I mean, she's wearing quite a few layers, so I think she's probably fine. Had the 5-year-olds learning about murder, lying, and suicide. Exactly. Yeah, the new feature.
Yeah, acid seems fun. Face throwing a kiss tilde Mogs.
I think we already had that one with the TTS quote, which is impressive. So yeah, for anyone who didn't know, I added TTS quote, which is just a combination of text-to-speech and quote. That's all it does. But it's fun. Right.
Welcome to the year 40,009, Shawk.
Shock. Maybe you are interested in this?
You put thongs where they'll fit, ragdoll.
No, she's no. Don't know nothing about that. Actually, let's go to the scene of the crime. No, okay. Kind of hope. Gumshoe.
Always cheat, if you can.
Always cheat if you can. Cool. In that case, maybe you know about this.
Well, that's me out of spells. Time for some melee.
Melee.
Asterisk nearly dies instantly. Asterisk.
Celeste. What do you know about Celeste? Really? Boo. Hey, what do you know about Miles? He's back. We just really didn't bring up the fact that he was assumed dead for a year. It's not relevant.
Melee.
Melee. Tips Fedora.
Melee.
Melee. Kind of.
Moogs.
Moogs. Oh, let's go talk to the guy.
Melee.
Melee. How about Malay, like somebody from Malaysia or something from Malaysia?
Moogs.
Malaya. I don't know. Still Moogs. I didn't want to go here. New music.
Mogs.
Hey, there we go. Hi, we have a few new things. So Celeste.
What's wrong?
I've been spelling his name wrong the whole time.
How much do you know?
What do you mean, how much?
Mr. Lawyer, I may be a client, but I hope you keep yourself out of my personal life.
I would never.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep.
You're in detention. Who in the world are you gonna eat with? The security guard? Theo?
Mr. Nick?
This Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow I get the feeling she's a very important person in all this. You think? Have a lunch date with Theo. Guy looks like he's barely keeping it together. More ways than one. Okay, well now is what's her face here? Who wouldn't want to have lunch with Theo? Exactly. And you're here. Every time I have a lead, it disappears. Why are there so many bees? So I just noticed this. There's like bees here and the thing. There's like a bee there. Tilda's bee in the back of the thing. Bee in the headrest of the. It's called the Gatewater Hotel. It's supposed to begin with B? I don't know. Check Corridor's room, maybe? No. Unless we slide to the right. No. Oh, that one's really sad in the back. Shame. Yeah, the bag that says NL for Netherlands. Do you know nothing about the nothing? Celeste? Nope. Hey, Edgeworth's back. No one cares. Talk to Edgeworth again? Oh, is he gonna have more stuff? Okay. Hey, this guy, I tried to talk to him and he buggered off.
Well, as the deplorable types of actor became popular.
Yes.
I have hay fever.
We're out of the World Cup, because, you know, everyone here cares a lot about football, including definitely you. Well, while we were in the Netherlands, we saw a lot of orange, so I think a lot of people will be upset. But It was handy for navigating because some streets were just entirely orange. It's like, right, that's the orange street. We don't want to go down there. We go down this one instead. Right. Nothing there. You lying about anything? No. I mean, probably. Well, you're not. You're just avoiding telling the truth. Right. More about this? I don't think. Did we talk to him about this? I don't think we did.
I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all, there are reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has 2.
2 parts?
What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part.
The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name. It's Adrian Andrews.
Miss Andrews? What did she do?
She tried to kill herself. She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try and kill herself.
You'd think she's a strong career woman. That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews. She has a certain secret she's always trying to hide.
A secret?
Her dependent nature. That's what you really like on the inside.
Ms. Andrews, dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. Yeah, give both pieces at once, team. It's in videos of the Orange Walk the Dutch people did through different American cities. I did not, no. Edgeworth doing his name justice to edging us like this. Because we're worth it. So is this... Oh, dependent nature.
Well, this has been an evening to remember.
Why?
I forgot.
What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? But it's not the whole attempted suicide thing. This dependent nature, I'm stuck on this.
Adrian Andrews' attempted suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Inpax.
And?
And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live.
Lost her will? Why would she?
Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Inpax, was gone forever. That's why.
But why would that?
Is this what they call following someone to the grave?
How do you... What? What? Pearl, who's been talking to you?
After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live.
And that's the nature of her dependency on others.
When Celeste Inpax suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself.
Then that means her super confident attitude.
It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together.
How terrible. Attempted suicide report. Yay. Depression does that. Someone get this child therapy at a foster family away from Phoenix. You can still be confident and depressed, indeed. Right. Is that now enough? You got anything else? Bye. No, you're not here. Bye, Theo. Back to the hotel. Weird you can't get to the hotel from the prison. Are you here yet? Hey. March 21st to get toward a hotel on guard's hotel room.
Oh, Miss Andrews is here, but it looks like she's talking with someone.
That's Franziska von Karma.
Miss Von Karma?
What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so you've got some nerve following me around. Following you?
That's you, Miss Von Karma. You're the one doing the following.
Pearl?
You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard.
Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. Bleep bleep. Beep beep. Not bleep, sorry. Beep beep. What's the beep?
What is that?
An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on the detective, and with this, I know this fool's every move. So that noise we heard was the receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Only now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we had just discussed. Understood? All right. What were those two talking about?
Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she?
What's going on here? I will save because I have little confidence, but I have a lot more things to talk about. So let us present. Well, let's just straight up talk about Celeste. I'm sure this won't bring up anything like drama. I'd like to ask you about this. I told you I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance to me. Pretty strong relevance to you, I would wager, but that'll be more days if people keep bringing up a suicide attempt. Yeah, alas, 'tis the game. Bang, 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 bang. Motive for Moida. Why was Juan Corrida murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Engarde's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. You were not that close. Oh, that's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. Not good at being intimate with another person. Somehow I highly doubt that. You were having a tryst with Celeste Impax. I should probably do this again. Magazine clipping. You and Mr. Corrida had an intimate relationship. She denies it. Whatever. Third-rate tabloid. Been through this. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Corrida, as if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Corrida for this person's sake? I'm assuming Impax, probably to try and find the suicide note, maybe? Or just try and find out why she did it? Via the suicide note? Celeste Impax, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Ms. Impax, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Corrida's manager. So, I believe you got close to Mr. Corrida so you could find out more about her suicide. You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for putrid third-rate tabloid. Ms. Andrews? There was no mystery surrounding her death, none. It would be pointless for me to try and force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Is there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. I mean, you attempted suicide. I'm assuming we're going with the hidden suicide note, right? I mean, there's two parts to this sentence. I don't believe you were completely at ease. That's true. She also tried to commit suicide, and then there's, with the way the suicide was resolved, there's not a note. So I'm not sure which to bring up here. I'm assuming the note. I've got health. We'll give it a go. Ms. Impax's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body? Mr. Corrida? One. And, Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Corridor. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor. However, allow me to say this again, it had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you like to give, however. I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impax was someone very special to you. You love to copy her. That's rude, I shouldn't say that. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying on only yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, it is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on? On whom you can depend on? Good grammar there, Phoenix. Don't need two ons in the sentence. You were dependent on Miss Impax, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop. When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Corridor of hiding Miss Impax's note? You heard about it, and you thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was, why was the victim killed? Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems you've become the one with a reason to want Mr. Corridor dead. Me? Miss Impax was everything to you, and then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder? Murder? The wildest thing about this game bringing up suicide is the previous case happened at a circus, and the murder weapon was a bust on which a cloak just happened to fall in such a way that it looked like the defendant. Yes? Your problem being... motive for murder! It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small, and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth.
Miss Andrews?
This one thing is the one thing I've wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret. Mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. Oh, you probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews. All I want to know is the truth. Didn't say no, though, did I? Come on, Phoenix. Yeah, sometimes this game has wild tonal shifts, yeah. After Celeste passed away, I heard that somebody had hidden her suicide note, and that someone was Juan Corridor. Celeste. Without her, I became scared, and everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Corridor to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reporter reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposefully add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. She got anxiety. Get everyone therapy. When you see that in like emojis with the claps in between, do you imagine the claps happening on the word or between the word? I imagine on the word, like, get everyone therapy.
or you might think of get everyone therapy on the way. Good. Okay, we're all on the same page. Good to know. Just wanted to check. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. Oh, and I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like you to keep it a secret.
Miss Andrews?
If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Whew. Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion.
Mr. Nick, can I ask you something?
What is it?
What's the suicide? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back.
That card? Oh yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what's that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. A shell. What is it? Looks like a seashell? Yes, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Therapy. An idle animation is important. Not remembering something clearly. Sounds like it'd be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. Leave Mr. On Guard in your capable hands. Goodbye. Well, that happened. Kind of admire the game for going some interesting places, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think the game's earned the tone it's trying to go for. But hey, we started playing these games with Ghost Trick, and that's got wild shifts of its own. I'm going to ask about it, but then it was like, well, it's Ace Attorney, people do weird stuff all the time. Nobody ever brought up Acro's Birds. That was never mentioned, so you're perfectly reasonable to assume the game would not bother. March 21st at the Gatewater Hotel hallway. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can.
But what about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Oh, Pearl. She looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all. She's been walking all over the place with me today.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right?
Oh no! I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I really am.
You don't look fine to me. It looks fine to me. It's the same sprite she always has. Could have changed that if you wanted to, but whatever. No music is weird. Hey, how you doing? Bye, how you not doing? Oh God. There is no God. She's a toddler. March 21st, Writing Co. Law Offices.
So, what now?
Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You mean Miss Impax's suicide note?
That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Beep, 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 beep.
Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver.
Beep. Hello, Lord the Writing Co. Law Offices.
Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone.
But Maya, where's Maya?
Oh, as I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Which is why, I suppose, she's absolutely famished.
Wait, what?
So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree?
Wait, Maya, let me hear.
Oh, very well.
Ask my
Maya, is that you?
sis. Ask my sis.
Beep. Maya, Maya. Oh, damn it, he cut me off. Oh God, is Pearl gonna turn into Mia again? Oh, don't do that. It's weird. Give Maya a burger. And Pearl's pose when she looks like she's gonna beat you up. Real 9-year-old behavior, yeah.
Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she?
Sis. What does she mean by that? Phoenix, you're a fool. We know this, but come on, you know what a sister is. Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. This is just my inner monologue. Sorry. Ah! Oh, there she is. Mia!
I have a message from Maya, so... so come, ask me anything you want about her.
Okay, so we're gonna communicate with Maya via Mia via Pearl. Yeah, we ignore the obvious. We continue. If the text box wasn't there, I would put like Kiki there or something. Maya's situation. How's Maya?
She's safe for now.
No, it's American, isn't it? I forgot how an American accent. America. I forgot how it goes. Maya's like this, right? So it's kind of deeper. That's the voice. That's the one I'm going for. There we are.
It took a little time to settle in. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems.
I'm glad to hear she's safe. But Mia, how did you know?
Oh, soon.
Just back to posh again. You gotta start at Maya and then go down a little bit like that. That's the one. It's so unsettling, yeah.
As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could.
Oh, I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper. The kidnapper! What is he like?
I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there.
And?
When she didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her.
When you were with her. Nope, here we go. Date, time, location. I'm not even a clue. Well, it's a wine cellar, okay.
I'm starving! I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't gonna kill me. I'm not gonna die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now.
Oh, we get to. Let's have a look.
Drat, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic cord or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here I could use.
Hey, look, a card.
Huh? Someone dropped a card here.
It's there, Chekhov's card, Chekhov's seashell.
It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it.
Shell. It's Shell, the petrochemical company.
It's a picture of a seashell, I think. Man, what a strange card. That's it! This shell card! If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. All right, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper.
Like,
I did it! Okay, now I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried.
To be continued. Oh, she left. What? Hang on, what? We're leaving on that? That's interesting. Always knew Shell was evil. Fine. Not where I expected that to end. Hi, Kiro. Oh, we don't get the rest of that. Okay. Fine, we're just jumping straight into court. Withholding information from the player. How dare you? Everything's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So it was a flashback to what Mia was telling us, but okay. Yeah, I think that's what it was supposed to be, right? But we're just not privy to what Phoenix learns. We're going to just find that out in court, I guess. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Adrian did it?
Well, that's what it looks like.
Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that.
In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you.
A mountain of evidence?
I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you.
Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that.
I understand. Well, it's almost time. I'm gonna guess Edgeworth. No, oh god, not you. Why are you here? Mia.
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now.
Or Pearl's either.
No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Pearl's situation? Is she stuck like this? Not Edgeworth, just a jump scare, yes. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going.
Beep, 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 beep. It's him. Beep. This is right.
Oh, good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is the winning today's trial. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning.
Present? What in the world would you want to give me?
Oh, you'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win today's contest, if you please.
Wait.
Beep.
The kidnapper sent me a present. And bugging you what this guy reminds you of? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Looks like a knockoff Yu-Gi-Oh! Character. Yeah, it does, kind of. The hairstyle. Keeps reminding me of Jay. What if Jay was not a goth?
Mr. Lawyer, dude, who is that?
Dude, no one. Nothing to do with you, so yeah, forget you ever heard anything, please.
Dude, did your nose just get longer? That's weird, man. How'd you do that? Can you teach me how to do that? That'd be cool.
March 22nd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. What if J&K met Phoenix and Edgeworth? Meeting of the boys.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and the defense ready?
The defense is ready, Your Honor. What? You can just pan over to an empty thing. That got me, I like that. Jay's not allowed in the courtroom, they get shouty.
I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Ms. Von Karma?
I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Bailiff.
Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? The Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman.
The hell is happening in this case?
What?
Indeed. Shot? Did the killer do that? Is that the present?
Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about.
His present?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage.
This is totally insane. Ms. Von Karma, is she all right?
I don't have that answer.
She's alive and in a stable condition.
Oh, that's good. Huh? What? You're...
I thought he'd show up.
Hi, how you doing?
Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready. Naturally.
Hi, Edgeworth. I knew you'd be here.
Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked into this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard.
The court acknowledges the prosecution.
Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. Ooh. Tap tap. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Ah yes, foreplay. We all know it. Witness your name and occupation.
My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct, for now.
For now?
Oh, after this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Bang! Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer. Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. The sexual tension is palpable. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be a very rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. He likes it rough. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. I have thoughts. Bare facts of the case, witness testimony. Can you go away, Maya? Mia, oh Maya.
This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Carter, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar had nothing to do with the murder.
That is the worst opening testimony. You haven't explained the cause of death, who you think did it, why you thought they did it. You just started talking about a guitar that was not relevant. Anyway.
After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room?
Yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their rooms, sir.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, consider this guitar. I don't see how that's relevant. Consider Cardinal von Richelieu. Bare facts of the case.
This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir.
Give more details on everything, please. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Oh, okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. Then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period.
Please continue with your testimony, detective.
The victim, Juan Carter, was found dead in his hotel room.
The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah.
Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about?
Oh, she's the defendant, Madame God's manager. She's a real pretty lady, sir.
Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence.
Why's everyone weird?
When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. On Guard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir.
I see. And that's when she found the victim's body.
I like to think Gumshoe was not describing her as a pretty lady for his own sake. He was doing it because that's how he could get the judge to remember that she existed.
After looking into the cause of death, we believe it was definitely murdered.
Why do you think that? The cause of death, wasn't that because Mr. Carter was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana.
Banana.
His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir.
Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana.
Then what about the knife?
Oh, it seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
We have a crafty murderer on our hands here.
Juan's autopsy report time of death 8:15 p.m. that cause strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. I hate this judge. I think we all do. It's fine.
At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case.
And why did you think that?
Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
Only the victims, huh?
I see. So much for my theory then.
Guitar case, empty. There is some water, but only on the top of the lid. Bears Corridor's fingerprints.
Bear's fingerprints?
Bear, what did you do?
However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case?
Oh, the guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Well then, where was it?
Oh, the bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Carter, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. There we go.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before it got to the hotel?
Yeah, that's right. So it really has nothing to do with the case after all.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana, not banana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing.
Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Oh, yes, sir.
Bear wanted the guitar, yet another hobby. Stealing brightly coloured guitars. Why arrest on guard?
Matt on guard and Juan Carter were huge rivals with each other. They each thought that the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, well, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and found in Matt on guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
Oh, it's sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir.
Knife bears the victim's blood. Bears blood. And on guard's fingerprints. In the grip, Gatewater is engraved.
And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
What? Jammin' Ninja's button was ripped from his costume, is covered in Corridor's blood found in On Guard's hakama.
All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. Oh, you can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
Gonna have words when we get home tonight.
Cross-examination. Why arrest on guard? Bear got jam all over the knife? But it is Bear's jam. Bear's jam's good.
Matt on guard and Juan Carter were huge rivals with each other.
Love that Edgeworth and Francesca both do the little bow when they're feeling smug. Phoenix, you should do that. But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not?
Yeah. But you know what's ironic, pal? Juan Carter was always the one step behind Mr. On Guard in everything. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. Then I hit my microphone stand.
But Mr. Corridor lost the Grand Prix in the end.
That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing.
They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book.
Bang. But wait just a second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Corridor in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Bang, bang, bang.
Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective?
It's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have no motive.
Objection. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
Huh? No, not you two, sir. Not Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
No! No! Gah!
Now, voice.
Now, Detective, let's continue with the testimony.
No, not my poor pension, too.
Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed.
Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone?
Oh, as for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja button.
Do you have any proof that that button belonged to the victim?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Button belonged.
Oh, that's what you mean. What do you mean, pal?
Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood's on it?
Bang. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward.
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, please, sir.
All right, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, that's it. A perfect match, pal.
That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. Words are hard.
It was ripped off the ninja's costume and was found in Mr. Angad's hakama.
When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found. We rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Carter. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what's he trying to say about me here?
The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife.
How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe this the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Well, you're paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
So is the defendant the owner of this knife, then?
The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
It has Gatewater written on it. There's no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife.
Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either.
Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix? Yeah? There's something very interesting about what the detective just said just said. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with Engad's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Commit murder with a butter knife. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Let's give a quick save.
There was something thrilling about being in the show tonight.
Yep, not having to watch it.
Heckles. They gave me time to drink, sort of. He bought the knife. He bought the knife that says Gatewater engraved on it.
Objection!
Now, young me would not be able to solve that because I always used to get bought and brought mixed up. Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument is that this was the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand.
That's right, pal.
The defendant did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name before somewhere.
That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh.
The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Bang.
Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... Well, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
But what? Oh, no.
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough to not realize this.
But I didn't... Oh.
The question is...
That scumshoe.
Where did this knife come from?
Why is that obvious? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Carrader's room.
Oh, no. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. Swoosh. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
Ooh, tap.
If
it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. The room we have not yet brought up, especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife. We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt on guard's knife was missing. Mr. On guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on his visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Knife.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
Oh, it seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it.
A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
Oh, I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown?
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. I know I had to explain this a lot to you before, but I thought you'd get the hang of it by now.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well...
Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here,
that gavel of his will be ringing out the sound of our defeat.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
Yes. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all.
I'm just gonna save this. Fine. Always rotate your saves.
However, I'm giving you one chance, and only one.
And what the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
Oh, if I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
That's my whole health bar.
You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court?
Has not yet seen. Implicating someone else? Do we want to just get that right in here now? Tomato juice. Clearly that's fishy. Why? Functionally speaking, like, I guess it ups the drama, but also... Yeah, the knife isn't even the murder weapon. Premeditated murder using a weapon that did not kill him. It's fishy since it wasn't knocked over. Yeah, but this feels like a bluff. This feels like, I don't know what it means, but we'll bluff our way into it, and then he just said, no bluffs. Yeah, try it. Take that! Tomato juice!
Oh, this is a wine glass, is it not?
Not really, no. Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is this wine glass. Kabang. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. That's our big gambit, isn't it? Well, what do you all have to say?
Well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth?
And what is it, Your Honor?
Your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? Oh, it's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? There's no way! If I appear weak here, the trial's over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. Bang! The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
Yeah, there's no way he has any, he's just bluffing. Oh, unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? Oh, no. You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then... Of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. For fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were one of Adrian Andrews. What? Wine glass found next to the victim filled with tomato juice bears Andrews' fingerprints. Phoenix, I said is in love. I don't think your defense has ever been worse. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
I can't believe I fell into another trap.
Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corridor. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenarios. It explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth? I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence that we may for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like to hear from. Another witness?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? I think I have an idea. Oh, God! I thought it would be, but I didn't want it to be. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and...
Gotcha!
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Edgy boy, it's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand?
Oh, I tell you, this is time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything, even things that don't have to do with the terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know.
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam.
No. Please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness your testimony, please.
Oh, it's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel the night of the murder.
Man, he's married.
Yeah, Edgeworth, just so you know this, you could have ended this. He could have, but he has an ulterior motive. I'm guessing. Is this correct, Miss Oldberg?
Oh, it was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone's crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corridor.
But those two are the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed on the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Please don't call me that.
They were the same age. It was mentioned that he looked remarkably older than On Guard. Corridor looked older than On Guard. I mentioned it, in fact, before the game did. Which is also suspicious to me, but whatever. What you witnessed? Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was On Guard. Met On Guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So, Mr. On Guard came out of the victim's room.
See? It has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Must I? Cross-examination, what you witnessed. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. Hold it. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. But I refused to help, I'll have you know. I was for that it was for that lit-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails.
But maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on.
Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the... Oh, hang on. I was meant to go back. What were you interested in finding out? Something you were interested in? And just what was that? Oh, it's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. Oh, it's top secret between me and Juan. Oh, and Edgipoo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in?
Oh, I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. Oh? Then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corridor's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. Hold it. Who in the world was that? Now I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information is to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room, he was...
Yes, he was.
No, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right now. Well, I guess I could tell you, since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. You saw my client? You sure about that? Yes, sir. Really? Annoying, Brett. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. First face. Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail. You don't need me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. His right eye covered by his silky hair. His sparkling, shining teeth. His teeth were shining? Well, yes, shining all around in this week's pinup poster, dearie. This week's pinup. Why do you... I mean... I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night. What? On guard's face is the same no matter where it is, you know? You whippersnapper?
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
It was very important. We save. It was very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important. You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say...
Mr. Wright, there's something much more valuable than a person's pride, and that is time. Please don't waste this court's precious time with worthless questions.
Yes, Your Honor. I think I just wasted his good favor. She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. Well, she may be mistaken here and there. I may be mistaken. That's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? That's because you're not the one who has to question her. So I'm gonna try that again, but with a different thing, now thinking about what she couldn't have known. Okay. Well, the person was carrying person's clothes. I mean, if she's been hearing the court case so far, she would say a knife. Oh, if it was coming out. Was it carrying anything coming out? I don't know. I'm intrigued by this now. I don't know if it's relevant, but I'm intrigued.
What was the man you saw carrying? In which hand? His right or his left? Now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question.
Indeed. Please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright.
Sorry. What was the man you saw carrying in his right hand? Nah, he wasn't carrying anything in that hand. Then how about his left? Empty. Well, this whole thing's been a lot of nothing.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony relevant in any way?
I don't think we assumed he stole anything, right? Like, he had the button, but that was caught in the trousers. Yeah, it's not important. Guess it wasn't that important after all.
Mr. Wright, you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn.
You've wasted 3 minutes on this woman's youth. It's more valuable than gold to me. Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of her childish whining? Yeah, we already know about this. Okay, let's do the last one. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are, really! As if something like that matters. But it does. Now, what was it? Here he is. It was, that thing. What thing? That gory thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket. Oh, he was wearing that at the detention center, too. Their thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men! Right.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
It was very important. This one's actually important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Ah, you know it's important. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness has said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right, witness. All right, witness, please.
Oh, well, don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it was all just for show. We'll press it for now. Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? Oh, it's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. She is so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. Yep. Now I've got to skip to the end again. Okay, let's save. Because what I want to bring up is that the button fell into the big puffy trousers. Why would he be wearing the big puffy trousers if he's wearing his jacket? He wasn't in costume. Oh, that's not the right button. Gotta load just so I don't have to skip through stuff. Right. I'm gonna just go with this. See if it works. Objection! You know my theory. Ms. Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? It's button number 2 on the German ninja costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Hi, Garo. Got distracted by NAO3 shiny. Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I will punish you with this. Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. Of course. Why wouldn't they? It's unique. It's covered in the blood of the hero. This button was discovered on Mr. Engarde's body during a full body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was that rascal Engarde. It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants. See? See? And Engarde is a Nickel Samurai. Bang. Witness? Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Engarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, but instead I have to put up with wearing this outfit is hideous, right? I've got a tape recorder. It's heavy, so heavy. I wish we would switch to CD. Stream live for all those kids. Understand? Now, take a look in this mirror. Your documentary on curling.
I would rather be in made-up sushi than Crypto Tilda Bear.
Crypto Tilda Bear? No. Thank you for adding to the nonsense.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Angad, the man, but Mr. Angad, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway. Thought it might be a good fit. Glad you wasn't wrong. Miss Oldbag, this is very important point we're talking about. Edgy Poon, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw. On guard, yes! Now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He has to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Huang. I knew it. I knew you'd just say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Ah, young'uns today, I told you, there's no way it was anyone else.
Oh, how do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Must I? On guard. Yes, now I remember. No point pressing that, really. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. The Nickel Samurai I saw. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not. Not too long ago? Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? What did you want to be when you grew up? Whippersnapper? My dream? Well, I wanted to be a Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what? See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Oh! Well, what I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? Since this entire game series. All that matters is that man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough? What? I got an achievement for pressing that claim, specifically. Why did I get an achievement for that? It specifically said, press Oldbag's claim, the Nickel Samurai, that she saw. That's what the achievement said. Why? It didn't go anywhere. Okay. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. And why would that be? That way, no one could see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. You are such an annoying child, you know that? Such an annoying child. You disagree with everything I say. Pick holes in my grammar. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? I got it! Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the Jammin' Ninja. Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the nickel samurai. As sure as ever, haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one, huh? There's a contradiction in our testimony. It's been sitting in plain sight. The question is, what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Is it this? I got an achievement for pressing this. What do we got? Hang on a minute. Okay. Do we present that? I think we present this. Gonna save. But I'm onto something. Whether or not it's what the game wants me to be onto, I don't know. Bang. No. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Why do I want the costume? If he was okay, but let's do the other half of this. The reason I want the costume is if he was wearing the costume, this costume, how the hell did he get fingerprints on the knife? That's my argument. If his fingerprints were all over the knife, how did that happen? So present the knife. Okay. I feel like the gloves are the more important part of that, but okay. Objection! Oh. Was I on the right thing? I might not have been on the right thing. Samurai so oh, it would have been convenient for him to wear the costume during the murder? Is that when I present this? Oh, I keep doing the bloody... The buttons are right next to each other. Okay, it would have been convenient. We'll do it there, I guess. Objection! Nope, still upset. The fifth statement. Oops. He must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume while he was stabbed. Almost every statement in this sequence related to that, but okay, that's fair. That is the clearest statement of this. Okay, knife. Objection! That's fair enough. My mistake. Should have looked for a more opportune thing. It was the achievement that threw me off, in my defense. The achievement being like, hey, this second one is significant for some reason. I'm like, what? Please take a look at this. Yeah, so, it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all.
That's a knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to the case?
You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Oh, is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I'm driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Bang. He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talked with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murders still did take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? There are, yes. He had no intention of killing him, but he did take a knife. You started this by really pushing home that this was premeditated. That said, I don't trust this game, so... Fine. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you blabbing about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Because of the knife. This knife! This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corridor. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Bang! Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be some glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. The next time it goes to a full zoom out of the court, I want you to look at Phoenix, because he has his hand on the desk, but it looks like a hoof. Just gonna throw that out there.
Order! Order! I say order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
Doesn't necessarily mean they wanted to frame him, right? Why would they want to frame him? Why would they want to frame him specifically? Just to throw them off the trail, I guess? Hiding the murder method? It's hid it from us, but not very well. Because the police knew about it, so... I guess framing? I don't know. We'll go with it. It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
To frame.
Objection. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? Objection to you! But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume, and if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Witness. Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgepoo?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then. Who were you waiting for then? That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Carter. Am I correct, witness?
Oh, what do you think? You're a sad amateur with that terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So, Oldbag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corridor. Maybe, Phoenix, maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Yes, I'm definitely thinking the same thing as her. Complete confidence. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Presumably? It's the only other person I can think of.
Who is this person?
Oh, this is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
Oh, it seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Huh, I see.
The judge seems to be really into the article. If it can be called such a thing.
Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews, without a doubt the witness thought so as well. I like how I do a even before it's come up on the thing. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Witness, what in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
Oh, I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide.
I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready! This is going to take the wind out of you, young'uns! I'm pretty sure we're all capable of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10 years old. Secret information. This keeps going. It normally ends like half an hour ago. That On Guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know that yet. Okay? Yes.
The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant. Never heard that one before.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
But close to the end of this part of the trial, a break will be soon. Yeah. I'd hope so. Otherwise, this character's longest witness in history. We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then it proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited now. That's right! On Guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Secret information. Cross-examination. Time for arson. That on guard is one evil man. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A. But the name of the magazine this comes from is Gossipland. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a peck of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright.
What? Discriminate? What? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, on guard will never get me to say touche. I didn't follow any of that. Just want you to say. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that old guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. You don't have any proof that Mr. Engarde did any such thing. You must be suffering from a shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now you're in so much shock you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Engarde didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? Okay. What was this one? That's that one. No? Not really. I think so. I don't have anything to offer. See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want whenever I want. Silly boy. Me and my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles, for you anyway. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. So, what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson, something you young'uns need.
You were going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Look at this!
No, stop.
Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know that, okay? Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else yet knows. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out how. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? I'm gonna press further. I don't think I have evidence. Wait, no, I do have evidence. Did she steal the camera? Oh, I bet she stole the camera. Did I just save? I can't remember if I just saved, so I'm going to save again. Let's present the evidence. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why did you know it, Ms. Oldbag? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it! When that's... I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? Boom. Tabloid article about the victim was in the case. Take that! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart.
Oh, yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing.
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outraged impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless? Ah, that's it, that's the note. No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil On Guard. She said so herself. On Guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Pool, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's a real one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should have come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure. She stole a camera. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. We have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Bang. Witness, you said that that was the only thing you stole. You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it. Now you're putting my credibility under scrutiny again. Miss Oldbag, my health is on the screen, so I say. Because I'm a dirty, rotten safe scum. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Because it was in this. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside a case, wasn't it?
A camera?
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me.
Why? Witness.
What is it, Gramps? That's how this game should be played, safe scumming like crazy. If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. Look, looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? That's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and then borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slime Bag, Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Bang.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the court.
Oh.
Look, this is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Picture taken in the hallway right after the murder. Lotta's photo added to the court record.
Well, what does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. On Guard clearly stated that, at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is...
the defendant. Bang.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to an end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? This court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. but if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. Save scumming. This photo that Lotta took. There's... Well, let me look at it.
Is he here? He is here. How are you not murdered? Dark.
Edgeworth? That's just directly about Edgeworth. We can look at it in the court record, well, actually, can we? Yes, we can, thank you. Something strange about it. Okay, let me have a look at this. Yeah, there is something strange about it. Pants too big, dragging on the floor. There's something strange with this photo. Oh, I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
I don't know what that means, but yes. Anyway, please look at the photo one more time.
If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
Well... You have to find something wrong with this photo. Can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? Toilets. It's out of focus, why can't she take a good shot? Especially when it counts.
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
Trousers dragging on the floor. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to? His ankles?
If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And? What does this mean?
The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard.
What is the meaning of this?
I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama. Is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Bang, 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 bang. Alright, I think I turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. What is it? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all. Bang.
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not met on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not met on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts.
I mean, it's fairly obvious, but... No, Phoenix, it means Edgeworth is courting you. But on the dish.
Who is this person in the photograph?
That is, I believe, Adrian Andrews.
Adrian Andrews?
If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? Well, for starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engarde's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engarde that night.
And how does that all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife, with Mr. Engarde's fingerprints all over it.
The knife that was used as a murder weapon.
Why don't you just say what it is you want, Mr. Wright? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Ms. Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Ms. Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Bang, bang, bang.
Order, order, order! It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
This court is issuing a subpoena for Ms. Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set Ms. Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Raise an objection. That's the only thing I can do. Can't wait and see. Not gonna hope.
Now then.
Bang. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. We must pass the verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Ms. Andrews' testimony if she's not...
Hold it! Bang, 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 bang. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Oh, Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But... We cannot continue due to this unexpected development.
Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
And what do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Ms. Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Mr. Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? Bang, 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 bang.
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ms. Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Huh? Everything was planned out in advance by that man? He's up to his tricks. Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witnesses at that, your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Somehow, Mia, please. To be continued. And we will now take a 21-hour recess. I know maths. Back at the top. Look at that. How does this bit start? Place your bets as to who we're about to see. I think it's going to be Mia, unfortunately. Oh no, it's him. Dude, I can't believe that, Adrian. No way, not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out tomorrow. Thank God it's on guard. Thank God. But yay. Hope everyone had a lovely, lovely time. Hope wherever this is going where it's going, and you're enjoying that where it's going is going to where it's going. We don't have to see Mia. We don't have to worry about Mia. We don't have to think about what's going on there. Shoot Kumi. This is why Ghost Trick is the best. I don't remember anything like that. I'm not going to say it doesn't have anything like that. Might have forgotten. Flat Kermit continues. I like Flat Kermit. They're going to stay for a bit. But yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying. The game will continue tomorrow, assuming nothing else comes up. If something else does come up, either I won't be streaming or I'll do Doctor Who stuff. Oh wow, you waited right until the end to do AI viewer bot thing. Let me just take care of that. That's fine. That is going to give me 3 emails from Twitch saying, we've received your report. We've actioned your report. We've actioned your report. But yeah. So that's that. Ghost Trick was their best. Does feel bad starting at the top. And so far working our way down. I think I preferred the first game to this one. But, you know, there have at least been some good twists in this final case. Some interesting wibbly-wobbly stuff. Like Franziska getting shot. Let's not forget that happened. But Edgeworth did it. Anyway, thanks for streaming. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed. I know I've said that 3 times now because I'm concise like that. Yeah, did not expect Franziska to get shot. No, did not expect suicide to be brought up out of nowhere, and then an attempted suicide to immediately follow it. There's a lot happened. A wild tone variation from the circus case. Enjoying watching my reaction to things. I'm glad. But yeah, glad I'm playing it. It is a good game. It's a fun time. It's just weird. I know I prefer a weird experience over a boring one, so... yeah. Anything else to say? Not really. Stream here tomorrow. Stream for Cheeb on Thursday. Saturday Grim Hollow, Sunday Doodles, etc., etc. I'm hoping to have a comic done by the end of the week. That would be nice. Been making some progress on that. Anything else worth saying? I also want to start up work on a new highlight video. Also, I've been doing some stuff with games. Writing. I have made what is, in theory, a playable and finishable teaser demo for a October Encode Detective game. But when I say theoretically playable, I mean it's just text. And it's unfinished text. But, you know. Games. Things will happen. People will know about things when you get things to a state that is worth, like, sharing. Don't like sharing things that don't have any visuals, because it's like, hey, look at this bit of dialogue. Although I have shared some dialogue, mainly of Griff being mean. Well, not mean, just...
It's Dick Van Dyke's world. We're just living in it, Cheeb.
The wiser words have never been said. But yeah, lots of things are happening. Hopefully they actually happen at a reasonable pace and finish, and hopefully some of them might be profitable. Who knows? Not expecting it. Let's play something. I always play the same ending music, so let's find something different. Let's go. I never do any Necrodancer stuff because it's usually too high energy to start my streams, but it could be fun to end it. So, yee. Have a lovely everyone. Look after yourselves. You know, think about Dick Van Dyke and seals, and you'll have good luck all year round. That's the expression. Pretty sure that's it. Enjoy. Goodbye. Love you all. Thanks for being here.